Once your change feed is running, you may want to get some details about it. The show jobs command will list all existing jobs. From there, you can find your specific change feed. This will give you various details about the feed. The job ID is particularly interesting because it will be used in other commands to manage your feed. An alternative to show jobs is to query the CRDB_internal.jobs table directly. Once your change feed is running, you may later want to pause it. If there was a temporary outage of your Kafka instance, then there'd be no point in continuing to run the change feed. Or if your consumers are getting overloaded, you might want to pause the feed temporarily until they catch up. You can use the pause job command to temporarily suspend the feed. Later, when the problems are resolved, you can use resume job to continue. When using pause and resume, your change feed will continue where it left off. It doesn't start over. However, be aware that if a job is paused for too long, it may be garbage collected. If this happens, you won't be able to resume it. To prevent this, you can enable the Protect Data from GC on Pause option. This will ensure that the necessary data for the change feed isn't garbage collected. Normally, if a change feed experiences a temporary failure, then the feed will try to resume. However, if the failure goes on too long and exceeds a configured time to live value, then it will terminate. At this point, the feed will be gone and you won't be able to resume it. You can alter this behavior by setting the onError flag to pause. This will cause the change feed to pause rather than terminate. Combined with the Protect Data from GC on Pause flag, it can ensure that your change feed will remain available even when a failure occurs. But what if you did want to start over from the beginning? Or what if you no longer want to run the change feed at all? The cancel job command will terminate the change feed completely. A canceled job cannot be resumed. If you were to recreate the feed at this point, then it would start emitting the changes from the beginning. Essentially, you've just created a brand new change feed. To debug a change feed, we can use a combination of the details available from our show jobs command, as well as our logs. For a Kafka change feed, you would look for log items with the Kafka producer tag in them. For example, you can use this to verify if your change feed was able to successfully connect to your Kafka endpoint. Many additional details about the change feed can also be found in the DB console. Here you will find information such as the max change feed latency, change feed restarts, recent events, and more. The DB console can be useful for keeping track of the day-to-day operation of your change feed.